yeah, we will see if DK is kind of large enough to withstand the constant bugging of Weaver. So yeah, let's see how this one goes down. Game number 2, starting right now. Klim, the very dominant team so far. I mean, as far as I'm aware, this team hasn't lost a game yet. There's a stat.
Undefeated.
Undefeated in official games. Wowie.
So on this side of the bracket, they are the winner of this series would most likely play up against Virtus Pro. And not to be one of those guys where it's like, what side of the bracket's easier, but if you had the option of playing up against BetBoom or VP, I feel like you pick VP 9 times out of 10, right?
Yeah.
So it's quite a nice path potentially for, let's say, like Klim. They do an upset here. I think they easily have the drafting capabilities and play if they can to then also then beat a VP as well. Like,
yeah, threaten them.
They're
sure.
good contenders.
Yeah. We'll see.
And 2 slots in the region, kind of wild. 2 slots.
Yeah, true. A little easier to qualify than perhaps some of the other regions.
Super easy. Just win like 3 series, guys. Super easy.
Because slots are obviously all that matters when it comes to ease of qualification. As Afinage does get brought down. Sweden Strong going to be sweeping up the first blood. Unfortunately, couldn't leave it for someone more important. But hey, big Chad Shadow Demon coming to lane now. Look at this guy. He's like, I got first blood. You want to mess with me, Ramses? Get out of here.
He did. No, he did want the ward. Nice.
Well, I love seeing support players just body up on people.
Especially like in the early game, we're in this like meta where heroes are displaced from their lanes, right? So if you have a hero with a stun and there's a course trying to get out to the lane, it's like you can't TP. Alpha Ninja, you really can't TP.
Did he bait him? Did he bait him? He did. Ramses gets a kill. And yeah, that's a pretty worthwhile bait from Mr. Grimstroke. Almost thought he was about to 0 and 2 this scrap at minute 1, but nope. He played it well. Meanwhile, from the top side, we've got a very, very angry dinosaur. Is Primal Beast a dinosaur?
You're asking the wrong person. I have no. I would assume.
Well, I'm not
so.
asking from like a lore, or I was just asking for a gut read.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with yes.
Okay.
Ramsey's dead bottom though.
Yeah, he is a little bit. That's kind of unfortunate for him. And we obviously baited Eason into thinking too much about if Primal Beast was a dinosaur. I guess the way the universal test for if something is a dinosaur or not is if you got a chicken nugget which was shaped at that, would you consider it a dinosaur chicken nugget? And I think the answer would be yes, so that does make him scientifically a dinosaur.
I'd agree.
Good.
I'm just... some people call it ghost. Going back to the Grimstroke, again, we're on delay, guys, so I apologize. Some people called it leech. Some people call it bug. Some people call it ghost.
I like ghost.
So there's variation for sure. There's variation. It's not like cookie cutter. No, there's not like
just call
one
it the
uniform
phantom
belief.
as well. I think that's the...
That just sounds terrible. Who would name a spell phantom? Zimbrace.
It's called Phantom Zimbrace. Valve would.
Valve.
What do they know?
I was about to say battle passes, but not anymore.
Monka. Well, we've got... I mean, honestly, this bottom lane's gone way different than I thought. They did manage to kill off Ramses, though, so I guess I did see that one coming. And, yeah, Weaver's pretty untouched. It's going good.
I mean, this lane for Dire is so hard.
Yeah.
Like, if Grimstroke steps up, he's dead. There's no way about it. Even with a Quelling Blade, you're going to tank 2-3 right clicks during that sprout time to disengage. And then for DK, he's a hero that scales into the lane, right? Like, he needs like 3 or 4 points. So 2 or 3 points are in his Dragon Blood to feel happy. But he's still quite a clunky, awkward melee hero that just wants to farm and exist. So Weaver and Prophet, there is so much room for them to punish overextensions and just happily free farm up. And net worth wise, it's kind of not net worth. Sorry, the last hits half kind of looking along those lines, right? Like DK's got some 10 CS to the 14 of Weaver. Grimstroke steps up and then one more click.
It's so close. Respect couldn't close the gap, though. Didn't want to try and, like, do some goofy TP stuff. Ramses, he's just kind of standing his ground here. Munkushi might see the opportunity here to go to... Oh, he doesn't connect! He doesn't connect with a Sakuchi. That means they don't get the kill, but maybe he can bring down Ramses instead. Ramses, no Dragon Tail available. Munkushi doesn't want to stand his ground here. There's too much damage coming out and will not be able to survive through it either. Didn't have the Sakuchi available just yet, and it's Ramses who gets a double kill. I don't know how he's doing this in the bottom lane, but they're making some magic happen.
Yeah, a lot of split damage, and I think Alpha Ninja, the fact that he's living on such low HP, having the wand but not a stick, right? Those additional charges.
Yeah,
it's helping him out, and I feel like this bottom lane, we easily could be in a different timeline where Weaver is suddenly like 3-0, right? But instead it's Ramses again. They're making some pretty clutch plays. It helps that it really was a matter of like 10-20 HP that changed everything there in this bottom lane.
Indeed. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, Sweet and Strong will be all right. Looking sweet and strong to me. To use the disruption to get himself away. But yeah, it looked like Kiyotaka roll available in 1 second, but Chira lines him up for the Tidebringer, takes him down, and that'll be a kill on the enemy mid laner. Big news. We haven't really talked so much about mid. Kunkka was doing pretty well, and with that kill, he's now doing very well. It's been upgraded.
Oh, Weaver!
Not again, not again, not again. Oh. They get him. They get him. He doesn't manage to... well, he did get off the Sakuchi, but it didn't matter. Fire doesn't care about your invisibility.
Bot lane is over.
It's a massacre.
It went from being super chill for Weaver Prophet to then a couple misplays and very good responses from 9 Pandas. And yeah, they have a sentry in lane so they can keep the Phantom's Embrace on the Invisible Weaver. They, like mentioned, the DK has 2 points in Dragon Blood. He might even put a 3rd point into it just to really just AFK the lane. And yeah, Grimstreet now pairs up with the Earth Spirit, and the game has begun.
The games begin. Oh, over in the riverside. Afo, very aggressive onto the Kunkka here. I mean, Kunkka still has boat available. Fairy Fire and Wand, so shouldn't really be too worried, though, with Kiyotaka coming through as well. There comes the boat, though, and they will be able to take down the Grim. Ooh, nice little catch onto Roger as well. He's not going to be happy about that.
For both teams, sorry, mainly for 9 Pandas, the game feels best when you can drag the supports away from the Weaver lane. Because then it's just DK v Weaver, right? And if you have a sentry down, DK is perfectly fine. And then on the top side, you have Primal v Spectre. Both will happily just trade farm between each other. So I feel like the side lanes are in a weird state where for Radiant, you need to help your Weaver. But for Dire, Spectre and DK don't really need anything.
Roger getting on top of Sweden Strong, but Kiyotaka trying to help out as well. They don't quite connect on top of him, so he'll be able to back himself away. But they've seen all these stacks now. There will be a Primal Beast coming over to deal with that, though, so I don't think they'll be able to steal many of these. Poison as well on quite a few, though. Kiyotaka coming on over. Oh, we got a bunch of the little ones, but didn't get the big ones, which matter. Nice block there on the roll. That might be turning into a kill. Chira trying to take him down, and they do get him. Dominic comes through with a trample in the onslaught, and Chira gets the last hit.
Because he gets the kill, he now doesn't need to take the stacks.
True. He also doesn't have trample, so it would be difficult.
You could look at them. Ramses hit 6. Gonna slowly start hitting this tower. Kunkka now TP's down. DK plays identical to a Tidehunter. You expect him to want to pressure the tower. And Klim, they are TPing in. They even brought the Kunkka, but Ramses does know what's up. They do have a ward behind the tower, placed by Alpha Ninja earlier.
Kushi looking at Afo. They need a little bit more damage, and with the boat, they are going to find it. Down he goes. Ramses kind of just throwing out some right clicks, more like politely asking them to stop than actually doing anything about it. I mean, it's a rotation, it's a kill, it's a support. Not really too much to say about it, to be honest with you. I don't think the 9 Pandas are too bothered. Now, what are their timings? When are we going to see them make a big move? I imagine the Spirit Vessel is going to be the first one we're looking at.
I think any time that Kitaka has ultimate, he'll look for a big engagement, and he'll drag his Grimstrick with him. But before then, it's just about getting levels. Roger walks up.
Yeah, it's a thing where, like, you have the Spectre and you have the Earth Spirit. These guys can always link up with each other, so that works really nicely. It's just, where does the Dragon Knight fit in? Is he just sticking on lanes? Is he just defending towers? Like, I'm interested to see what Ramses chooses to do in this game.
Yeah, pretty much. I think you hit the nail on the head. He's an offlaner that can lane into Weaver, so he's not afraid of what can become. Like, certain heroes like Brewmaster, even like Centaur and stuff to some degree, if there's a good support plus Weaver, they can get beaten down due to the bugs. But because DK has all that armor, like, he just exists. And you see it, like, he bought a Midas. Like,
yep.
He's just going to go like Midas into Blink, into like Manta Aghanims. And then when he hits 18, he's going to have these like all-seeing, slowing, tower damage dealing illusions that will always be able to find out the SD. We'll be able to kind of basically match the nuisance factor of a Kunkka, not in regards to like the team fight, but just what they bring when you see them. Say, ah, oh, Torrent Storm, ah, oh, Dragon Form.
It's a lot of frontline from both teams here, but you know exactly what you're getting. No,
he needs to be careful though. He's played a very good game at not getting picked off. Like, every time he picks ult, he's not just auto attacking the tier 1, right? Like, some offlane players, they'll be like, must take tower, you know? But he is playing with very much carry logic, like not overextending this Kunkka. He's postured bottom lane twice now. This is his second time he's been down here, but he's yet to find that really important Ramses kill.
Yeah. We'll see if he's able to resist the call of the catapult. Because God, as a DK, you know, this guy's your best friend. You want to hang out with him all the time. But actually, with the Kunkka moving up to the top side as the fight breaks out over there, he is going to get a chance to push it.
Dodge.
V-Tune and Afo looking in a bit of trouble here. Nice shadow step across down to the low ground. Dominic still trying to stay on top of it. V-Tune on the run. Can he escape? No, he cannot. Dominic takes him out. He's even got the Tumbler's toy for the extra bit of damage as well. Rams actually TPs into this one as well. He's going to be in some trouble, getting cooked up right now. Doesn't have the health to survive through this one. 10 sticks coming through. Not enough. He falls. Oh, Klim. They are just so dominant when they choose to fight. And 9 Pandas just were not ready for this one at all. Spirit not in position to turn up to this engagement.
But also, it's like a matter of seconds, right? When they go through that gate, Grimstrick was on the high ground. He walked to the low ground in the same position as his Spectre. So Kunkka, like, that could have been a whole different story. Because if Grim holds that position on the twin gate, he would be the one torrented. Spectre would just walk to the right. They would probably just sack the engagement, reset, farm. But because Grimstrick just walked, just 2 little seconds later, instantly everything's different. And they think they need to take the fight out of desperation. Dota is a game about small margins, and yeah, 9 Pandas, unfortunately, this time around, it didn't go their way. They need to keep the game at a static level. If they can just keep the game at a slow pace, but it's not happening. Klim goes from top to mid, and yeah,
and I hate to say it,
coming.
You need to time your rolling boulders. You need to be able to dodge that X marks in that situation. Doesn't quite pull it off, and Chira gets a bit of a freebie there onto the Earth Spirit. I didn't see if maybe there was a disruption coming in through from the side or something, which would have messed him up, but I mean, either way.
To be fair, it's still pretty hard, right? Like, when X lasts for like 4 seconds and roll lasts for like half a second, you gotta kind of time your window. Hope he doesn't pump fake it.
Yeah, for sure. It's not easy, as Primal Beast going to get, what the hell, thrown back, shuffles on spot for a bit, doing a bit of a groove, but they've got the egg coming down. They really want to bring down Dominic here, but he's just so damn tanky. Need a little bit more, and they will find it. Alpha comes in to help out as well. Inkswell going to be assisting in that kill, but Sweden Strong is also going to get brought down. Kiyotaka finds him on the sidelines. Finally, 9 Pandas, they're able to put a fight together in this series. What more can they get from it? This bottom tower would be very nice indeed.
Yeah, bottom tower will be falling, but they do trade mid tower for it, so in regards to the map state, Klim are going to be ahead, taking both the top and mid tower, while 9 Pandas only able to take the enemy safe lane. And they need to get some kills there. If they didn't net kills there, meanwhile Kunkka and Prophet were just mid, then this would have been so awkward. As for it, completes the vessel at minute 13. He does have 2 charges available, and queues up the Midas. Yeah, if 9 Pandas are to win this game, it is going to be after about 20
Midases.
more minutes of farm. You got a Midas on DK, a Midas coming on Earth Spirit, probably a Midas on Phoenix because he's got 1300 gold. Yeah. V2 still yet to even have a Blade Mail. He's got 3000 gold. At this point, I feel like he's just going straight Radiance. Nice one. That is the most annoying thing in the patch right now. I think it's just profit TPing for your Wisdom runes.
Yeah.
If you're not there at exactly the second it spawns, ooh, look at me, I got 2 TPs. And your Wisdom.
Yes. Yeah, it's, I don't know. And even if he dies, if he's a support, he's just like, whatever. It's fine. Worth it every time. Dominic is going to drop on the top side, though. That is definitely worthwhile. Great pick off. That's the thing. Profit kind of struggling to get into this engagement, to be honest. Doesn't have the TPs available, but doesn't seem to matter. V-Tune just getting cooked regardless. The right clicks are there. The poison's on him. Sweden Strong will pop him. And now look towards Roger as well. Also going to go down. Kiyotaka trying to get in, actually, onto Chira. Trying to get a revenge kill. Stroke of Fate is off the mark. Kiyotaka comes rolling on through. Nice disruption from Sweden Strong from the high ground, though, keeping Chira alive. They are going to be able to survive on the Conquer, and actually, he's running at Kiyotaka. He's looking for more. There he goes. X-Marks comes in. Torrent's out as well. Does miss time. It doesn't matter, though. They'll bring him down. And it's 4 dead on the side of 9 Pandas. Just Dragon Knight surviving because he wasn't even in most of that engagement. Just portaled out early.
I mean, it all starts with getting the pick off on Primal. We saw it bot lane. It happens top. And then the response from Radiant just to quickly try and just recover from that. And yeah, it's working wonders. Chira Jr. obviously has the shard. He's nearly 2 components deep into Aghanims. What's Munkushi got? Dragon Lance. Okay, cool. Yeah, a very stat-heavy opening for Weaver as well. Got the Bracer, got Dragon Lance, Midas, Falcon Blade.
Yeah, I kind of like
for
it.
A Desolator. Like, it's just, you know, play for the moment. We already brought this up in the draft where it's like, super late game, there is no way Weaver can destroy a DK with Manta Ags AC, beat a Spectre with some Radiant, Skadi, and Abyssal Blade, right? It's like the game will only get harder the longer it continues. Like after 30 minutes, like 35, 40 minutes, right? So this is like their big window, and they're doing exceptional right now. 5k lead, they're swarming across the map. Ramsey shows bottom for a second. Already Dominic's on top of him with the Pulverize.
Yeah. I mean, Dominic doesn't have the most health, so it's a little bit of an awkward one to try and stand his ground on. Also, can't really do the usual build. He feels like he's not going for the Blade Mail. He's not going for the Heart. Actually, just rushing BKB into Ags.
I mean, that, to be fair, though. It's like, you want a break against the Spectre, right? So, get that break and then have the BKB in play to swat off that potential early damage. And no, you know, big fan of it. Big fan.
Big fan, big fan.
Oh, Ramses, he steps up. Don't forget, he does have the BKB, though.
He does indeed. Dominic upon him right now. BKB comes out, and the healing's also coming out from Roger as well, trying to get him nice and healthy, but here comes Respect. He's got the Sprout available in just 1 second, and Ramses has no answer for this. Pulverize comes through as well. Down he goes, but Munkushi! He falls up in the top side.
He got rolled on by the Earth Spirit into a, you know, the grip silenced, and then Spectre came in to help seal the deal.
Sometimes 2 seconds is all you need. We'll not be making jokes about that. So it's Strong getting a D-ward at the bottom
angle
side.
I wanted to go for, but like, do I go fall on the sword with you? Do I agree? Do I praise you?
Praising me would have been wild. Blade Mail, BKB Conquer almost running down your lanes. What are you going to do about it, 9 Pandas? I'm not sure there's much you can. Yeah, they're going to hit some seriously strong timings. BKB Primal plus BKB Conquer.
Yeah, Conquer did have like nearly the way to Ags, but rather than spending the gold, just pivoted for BKB.
Alrighty. Head gets cracked pretty damn quickly. Arvo trying to also start this fight. I mean, they're showing a lot of aggression here, and they have managed to kind of isolate Respect on the sidelines, so they should bring him down. Disruption is there, though, to delay things. That might actually just keep him alive. Nope, Ramses finds him with right click, but they get the return kill onto Kiyotaka. Definitely not a trade which you want to be making here on 9 Pandas, and they are not stopping. Klim, they want more. Ramses is going to be that more. The BKB comes through. He can keep himself alive for the time being. Him and VTune looking for a target. There's no real target for them to jump on, though. They will just have to back themselves away.
I love Munkushi's entry to that fight. He like Sakuchi's on the tower, kind of goes to like half HP, goes, tower nurse is out and walks off. But also, I just realized their name in game is Klimmy, and then 4. You should be saying Klimmy. Yeah. Because on Wikipedia, their name is Klim, and then what was it again? Let me go double check. Eastern Europe.
Klim Sani. Klim Sani or Klim Sani.
It says Klim Sani, but then in game they added an I.
I like Klimmy.
Okay. Don't know if it's a really good one to coin the team. Don't think the boys are too happy to be playing around with Klimmy too often.
Then why would they have it as their prefix? I just want to know if the 4 is an A. That's all I care about. I might ask them in lobby next. Well, if there is a next game. Not looking likely at this point.
Hey, man, can we just remake the lobby real quick? Really important question. I can just Google the name, see if anything comes up.
What does it mean? Many questions. This is one of most things about qualifiers and open qualifiers, which I've missed in the past few years. It's, the crazy names, you know, just finding out the lore, finding out the whatever the hell they're talking about. Sometimes nothing. Sometimes it's everything. Sometimes immense wisdom. Sometimes pure stupidity. The mind of a Dota player is no place to wander.
There was a song that had Klim in it. There's a jacket that's called Klim Sani, and that's about it. So I don't think it means much.
There's a jacket called Klim Sani.
I mean, it popped up and it had some advert around it, so I'm just going to assume it had some reference. So all I know is it doesn't mean anything, obviously, in English. Again, it's Eastern European team. So yeah, we'll find out one day.
It's also a resort in Greece.
The lads are out in Ibiza.
Yeah, that's their sponsor.
Oh.
Hold
that
on.
Doesn't help.
VTune is getting circled upon right now. X marks us out, throwing the torrent as well. Everything being thrown his way. Doesn't have a target to get away to, and that'll be a dead VTune. Arfo just not there in time, despite having the shard. Wasn't able to drop that as well upon him. And now they're looking over towards Ramses. Ramses, of course, has that BKB available, so not a very easy target to bring down. But this one is. They find themselves that flaming pigeon. Roger trying to get himself away. Bugs upon him. Should finish the job. And there you go. Munkushi gets the kill.
I just don't see how Dire fights right now. It's kind of really difficult for them to do anything, right? Like, 2 games in a row now, this Phoenix just hasn't really had the team to support him to get the eggs off. You've got Earthroot still scaling. Spectre has Radiant, sure, but you've forgone the Blade Mail for the early game pressure. Like, if you had a Blade Mail, you're stopping Weaver from clicking you the entire time. Kunkka needs to think about when and why he uses boat. They're going to try and jump in. They're onto the Primal Beast.
Yeah, and he's actually dropping really quickly. BKB comes out, but it might be a little too late. Charge down to the low ground, try to go for the TP as well, but key attack is upon him, and with Ramses, they do have the damage. Primal going down is a pretty big win. I mean, that's the one thing. They're doing a good job on killing off this Primal and kind of keeping him not being the absolute beast, but still being a big problem, especially with the BKB.
Radiant are scanning.
It's a little bit of breathing room, and that's kind of what 9 Pandas need. They need to find pickoffs to prolong the game to get themselves to a point of happiness, right? Like, they have the blink on Ramses, And I think they could look for a couple cheap kills. Like you see an SD go, you see Prophet go. Even Weaver right now, if you hit them inside a Dragon Tail, probably Spectre plus DK is enough. Throw an Earth Spirit into the mix, 1000% they're dead. Like, you just see one team is full aggression. We just saw on the items for a second, right? One team was full aggression, full fight, and one team is like 3 Midases and a whole lot of hopes and dreams.
Yeah, that's what a lot of teams have consisted of in this patch, though. And sometimes it works.
It will eventually work.
Yeah.
It just looks so rough getting there. Like, if you're a fan of these teams, watching them have to go through like 35 minutes of suffering to then win a game, like, it's not good for like the heart.
True. Oh, Roger being whipped. Turns into an egg. Actually, might... never mind.
No.
When Kushi arrives.
Has Roger had 1 egg this series?
This series.
I think
yes.
maybe
we
one.
had 1 last game, for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 this game? I might be tripping though.
Yeah, it might be. But it's low single-digit eggs, for sure.
Yes.
Roshan now going to be falling to the Radiant. You'd expect Weaver to take it due to how fragile he is. Oh, and even trying to go on top lane.
Yeah, multiple players going on at the same time. This is ballsy, but if it works out, it's going to be big profit. But at the moment, Artho's the one who's fallen. They will turn around and bring down Ramses, though. Dominic has the damage with the pulverize and with the right clicks coming through as well. But now, surrounded, Kiyotaka and V-Tune both upon him. They may be wondering, where the hell is this Weaver? But, well, they'll have their answer soon enough as Dominic will fall. And Roshan, he will go down as well.
Yeah, that was a little gritty.
It really was.
From the side of Klim, right? Like,
I respect
Roshan
it, but yes.
It's like super free Roshan. But then you also have to go, I think, like, just giving away any of these kills right now to a Spectre makes them so much happier. Like, I feel like as soon as we look at 9 Pandas, like, Manta's now complete because of these kills. If a Skadi comes into play, and then the Ags on DK comes into play, we're in scary territory. Like, I think Klim need to be a little bit cleaner with how they approach this game. But with the Aegis, that should give them the confidence to group back up once again. We aren't in any way close to the Ags on Kunkka. He did go for the BKB like we mentioned earlier. Nature's Prophet went for a pipe. I like this. Just buff up the team. Prevent there being any real damage from Phoenix, from Grimstroke, even Earth Spirit. And Aghanims is 1,000 gold away. So we're about, I'd say, 2,000 to 3,000 gold away from both Kunkka and Primal Beast being absolute menaces in the next fight as they both complete their Aghanims. And then, yeah, we're not really waiting for any other item. Weaver's like 2,000 gold away from BKB as well if you really want to wait for that one. But yeah, well, if you want to farm with this Aegis, then they have some incredible timing. If they want to fight with this Aegis, then they are delaying it a little bit and maybe allowing 9 Pandas some breathing room. But I'd like to see them not use the Aegis too crazily because I just listed some insane items that are coming out for Radiant.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Some big timings is basically what we're waiting for, but yeah, might be waiting a while. I don't know. What? I mean, we've got the tier 2 thing to do first. I'm guessing that's what this Aegis is going to be for, but we're only 3 minutes left on it. I don't know. They're playing a little slow.
They're playing
Just
slow, but it kind of it does lean on the points that I just made, right? Like,
yeah.
If you have big items, you don't want to rush the game too much, but I respect them going for, like, position together, take a free tier 2 like you're mentioning, but don't get too carried away, right? Like,
Sure.
I don't want to see them, like, smoke right now. Like, when I click on all these heroes and I see them ever so close to insane items, like, one bad fight at the 30-minute mark against Dire, it could just break open the game for them. They're down 10 kills. They've not really been able to do much the entire game. But all they need is one streak, one Kunkka kill, one Weaver kill, and it's
Yeah, it could all change. It will all change. I mean, that's the nature of the game, the nature of the heroes.
Okay, they're smoked up. Primal Beast is the only one to complete an item. But it is going to be the Ags break You get on top of the Spectre, it will just delete the hero.
Yeah.
So see if they can find anyone.
I gotta say, I love V-Tune's quick buy. Super on board for this.
Is it not fire? No.
wait, have you clicked it yet? Oh,
yeah.
You can see on stream.
BKB Moonshot. Sorry, I was looking in game, so I wouldn't have seen.
Yeah. Be a hard one to guess.
Moonshard, so to give context, Moonshard is very, very powerful when you can isolate a single hero. But the way that 9 Pandas have drafted, that should always occur, right? DK should always find that one hero, that single target to kill. And you kind of are on a timer, because once you initiate, there's always going to be a disruption. Blink Aethelins on SD. So if you buy Moonshard and you do get that hero, I respect it, but...
I mean, it's not just that, it's Kiyotaka as well, right? Like with the pushbacks. That'll be a major factor.
Yeah.
Isolating heroes, so they have ways to like forcefully isolate people.
Okay, they've got... Okay, this has to be the time. Aegis is expiring in 45 seconds, but they got BKB Weaver, Aghanim's Kunkka, Aghanim's Primal Beast. They are smoked. This is the team timing that we've been waiting for. Will they be able to get the kills they need? Since then, BKBs have been completed for Dire as well.
They are fighting into a Dire ward nonetheless, but they feel strong. They feel capable of doing it. They can't see our Spirit. I don't think they see him. They'd have the vision down at the moment, so there's not going to be a kill coming out straight away. Ramses actually just jumps in with the D ward.
Nice egg.
And the egg on the high ground. That's why you're going for the D ward, but the Weaver still sees it. Doesn't do enough, though. Weaver stunned up. Might be going down here. Has the Aegis for another 10 seconds, though, so doesn't really mind. Torrent catches the two of them as well, forcing them back, forcing them off that cliff. You've lost 2 supports and an Aegis at the moment, 1 support on each side, and they just want to back themselves off. They're low on health on the side of Klim. Honestly, it almost went really bad for them as respect does go down. The Primal Beast does get away, but yeah, they forced that one very hard.
Yeah, it was... Like, they have all their timings. It looks beautiful, but the initiation just doesn't match. And on top of that, Roger's not had a very good series, but he finally hits the egg of a lifetime, right? The Icarus dive into a high ground position, the egg on the high ground, that extra evasion from high ground misses prevents the Weaver from killing off the egg, and then he's now in a vulnerable spot. DK, they find Kunkka, and V-Tune gets the kill. This is now where the game just fully shifts to Dire, I feel. Like that single fight, momentum is on 9 Panda's side now.
It was a tough one, and one which Klim I think we're going to look back on and go, okay, where did we mess up? This might be one of the ways in which we made an issue, but you know they're not out of it yet. Obviously, they're still strong, but they need to find the right catches. And
dead in 2 seconds.
Okay. I know the guy was going to do damage, but that was more than I was expecting. And start collecting those healing lotuses. You want to make sure you get that cheese, the block of cheese. Remember, everybody, PSA, block of cheese is no longer a meme.
It just constantly ticks up on the regen. So you have this like 500 shield that's constantly just regenning up. What is it per second again?
I think it's like 70.
High. Yeah. Annoyingly, when you hover on block of cheese in game, it gives you no information.
It gives you nothing.
It just says block of cheese.
And when you hover over the savory shield, it also gives you no information. But it's a 500 block which regens at like I think 70
I'm double checking now.
Or something a second, maybe 50, maybe 100, somewhere in that range.
100 regenerate 100. There you go.
100. Okay.
So 500 total and 100 regenerate.
So
it requires 18 lotuses.
Essentially 100 HP regeneration, right?
Correct. Yes.
That's pretty.
But
good.
it's all damage type, so then you could technically argue it's better. Well, this game's got a little bit slow.
Yep, exactly what 9 Pandas wanted. I mean, sure, the Weaver still has the Midas and is just going for this insane damage build. Already has the Desolator, looking for a Daedalus on top of that as well. I mean, on the bright side, I guess the Spectre didn't end up going for a Blade Mail at any point in this, went for the Urn build instead, so you don't really have to worry about accidentally killing yourself, but other people will kill you when you're this squishy.
I mean, Spectre's going to kill you with this build, right? You got the BKB to not get caught off by the Kunkka. You've got the Moonshot to play on the Dragon Tail initiations from DK. This is going to be a very interesting next fight for Radiant.
Yeah, you have to be looking at something defensive next on the Weaver, whether that be Link-ins, whether that be Aeon, whether that be Skadi to try and tank up, but honestly, I think it won't be enough.
We're only minutes away from Ramses getting to like peak DK as well. Like, this is the build that completely wrecked Havoc last year. I think at the start of the year, there's like Ag's Manta, because when you press Manta, your Dragon form still persists, and it has the AoE slow, the damage. It is just incredibly just obnoxious to have to deal with. And Spectre moves into the pit with Desolate, with one Hyperstone. Super easy for them to take this.
Yeah, well, they're being cautious about it. They know that heroes are nearby. Go on, complete the TP. Coward.
It's slow relative, right?
Yeah. Stun out onto Dominic. They're holding him back. Doesn't want to pop the BKB just yet. If he does it, he's pretty defenseless for the actual fight. You've got to wait until it starts in earnest. But Roshan getting very low, but Dominic going into the pit. He's going to see it. He's going to know. He goes to the BKB, but the Pulverize comes down. Roshan very low indeed. Dominic is stunned. The Aegis on the deck. Who's going to grab it? It's VTune who picks it up. Dominic trying to get away. Won't be able to do so. Shadow step forward to get that kill. And they bring down the Primal Beast, dead for 60. Kiyotaka actually choosing to get away. Knows that if Monkushi gets a chance to hit him, then he's just going to get absolutely blasted. Monkushi has to be really careful. He can't stand and fight with VTune. He has to attack from a distance, and that's exactly what he's doing. Beautiful fighting from him, and he's just juking out VTune very nicely, but the cheese is there. VTune's back to full HP without even using the Aegis yet. Ramses is chasing, as is Kiyotaka, backing up his carry, and there we go. They get through one, they get through two. Beautiful snipe there from Kiyotaka, landing the boulder onto two heroes, and VTune claims them both, and only the Kunkka survives.
And even a tip getting thrown around, but yeah, for the Radiant side, it just felt like they forced out the Roshan. They contested it. They were like, okay, all right, we're here, but they weren't able to get into the pit, and it all is because Roger's egg, right? He puts that egg on the right side of the pit. As soon as Roshan falls, it stuns up everyone. There was a moment where maybe they could have stolen it. No one actually clicked for the Aegis. Spectre does finally get it, but I think for 9 Pandas, when they're positioned and set up correctly around an area, it is now incredibly hard to fight them. And that was also a fight like DK didn't even have Dragon form for like the start of it as well. Like, it was a really weird entry, I guess, for 9 Pandas, but yeah, they weren't punished. Egg kind of saved the day, and VTune with his build plus Aegis now, a very scary Spectre.
He is indeed, and just pure killing mode as well. He doesn't care about standing in the front lines or anything like that. He just wants to find a target and bring them down. Chad mode Spectre gameplay as they go for the tier 2 tower, and it will fall.
Yeah, you asked for a bit of survivability on Weaver. He is looking to go for a Satanic. That'll give him some life still, but still afraid for that one jump, right? It's I think Sweet and Strong is going to have to be very good on his positioning to be able to keep his Weaver alive.
Weaver, there's a Hex. Where did the Hex come from? Kiyotaka gets on top of him and finishes the job. Monkushi's just gone. Oh my god, the damage. It's way too much. Primal Beast trying to get away from this one as well. Not going to happen. He falls as well. Oh god. That was just
it's like
brutal.
A perfect scenario, right?
Yep.
I think Weaver's still squishy, you know. He needs his SD to keep him alive at this point. 1 second later, dead.
Yep. Phoenix with the Hex coming in from the sidelines. That's what we wanted from him last game. That's what we get from him this game. And it is delivering. Man, it's getting tight. Top tower falling. They might even look to go high ground here. Weaver dead for 50 seconds. Primal still in the grave for 35.
Should get probably 1 lane of racks here. Ramses' ultimate is expiring. If he still had it up the entire time, I'd argue 2 sets of racks, but with eating through this glyph and then a second glyph, it's one racks and be happy.
Yeah, and Kirtak's nearby, ready to help out. Again, without that dragon form, it's a little slow, but they'll get there. Jiro, what can you really do? Tidal Wave, Torrent Storm, sure, it might do a bit, but actually kind of surprised. They've got the fortification. All right. The illusions will be able to finish off the top lane. They need to keep their bottom lane alive, and they will be able to do so. All right. Just a range barracks. I think Klim got away with that a little bit there. Good use of the fortification. A lot of respect being thrown from 9 Pandas as well. But not for long. Ramsey's going in here, looking for a target. V-Tune also jumping into the backlines, immediately finding Sweden. Strong buyback comes out from him. Kiyotaki getting kind of low, has to back himself away despite the BKB. But look at the egg. They need to kill it, and they will do so. Roger falls. Brave egg into the middle of literally everybody. X-Mark's going to drag back Kiyotaka again here as well. He should fall to the damage of the Weaver, and he absolutely will. Dominic needs to get himself away. Might tick down regardless because that Spirit Vessel's upon him, but Makushi just free-firing from the sidelines here, jumping through everybody with that Sakuchi. Look at the damage he's doing to Ramses right now. He's absolutely destroying him. Time-lapse still available as well. They'll get the first life off this Spectre, and I think they're going to get the second. Everybody coming in to deal with him. Dominic gives his life for the kill as well. Disruption helps out, I guess. Chira getting low. V-Tune, hello. Oh, he's going to get him. They need to finish this, and they will. Sweden Strong stays upon him and does bring him down. 1,000 gold going to Sweden Strong. You know what? Get this man an Aghanims, and he's going to cause some issues.
Okay, so he disrupted because Primal was looking like it was close to just dying from dispersion and radiance damage. So he's trying to keep his Primal alive, and
yes,
Kunka then eventually goes down instead. But what a fight there from Klim. Just I think No Panda's got a little bit too excited. There's like a lot of levels of awkwardness, right? You got the Roger egg getting thrown into the middle. Like he dives in. It's not like a high ground, low ground egg. It's just in the middle of Radiant type egg. And then, of course, the Spectre and the DK diving into tier 3. So they're not even taking the tier 2 yet. And Weaver, I think Weaver excels when he isn't targeted and he gets to like make his mark using his shard, keep applying little hits, kind of just poking and prodding, and then eventually the damage just kind of comes through, right? And unfortunately for 9 Pandas here, they just I just don't think they respected it. I think they felt the game was slowly being won. They feel the scaling, they feel the fact that they have just these big ticket cores, and they get punished for it.
Well, maybe this game isn't as one-sided as we once thought. Could still be a chance for Klim here, especially if fights like that keep taking place. I do love that the Primal Beast just tried to, he was like, I will give my life to kill this Spectre, let me die, and the Shadow Demon won't let him do it, you know?
I think SD's always one of those like high impact heroes, right? Like there's always going to be a moment where you're going to turn it around, and he now has the Aghanims. Yeah. So an additional break is now in play.
You know, it's such a brave play as well, because I mean, this Spectre will murder him. It's Abyssal Blade now complete on the Spectre as well. Like if the Spectre sees you for an instant, you are dead. You do not have a single defensive item. So it now comes down to kind of the cat and mouse. If Sweden Strong can stay in the shadows and can hide long enough, then in the fights he can do so much work. Like
so he got the telescope at tier 4, right?
That's
like
big.
If he had maybe Ninja Gear, that would like his game is super easy, right? So I'm assuming he didn't have the option of Ninja Gear.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
To get additional cast range means he can still play exactly how you're mentioning, right? Like he can hug that tree line, he can blink if he wants to, he can disrupt or basically purge from the other side of the map, it feels like, because that's how much his cast range is. And
let's not forget the extra range on Blink Dagger as well you get from both the Aether and the Telescope. Also very important.
It's a larger range. Like when you hover on it, it's like, jeez. I mean, you can't right now because it's paused, I think. Can you do it while you're paused? Or is mine bugged? No, yeah,
well, actually, here's a tech. I had mine hovered whilst it paused, so I can draw the circle. Yeah. Oh, we can't draw when it's paused. Oh, ruined.
It's wait, hold on. No, I can line it up to the brick. You see where the face is, the dude's face. It's like one brick to the right of that guy's face. There you go.
ESL's a professional. He's not engaging our nonsense. He's just looking at items, giving information to the people.
Brick? What are you on about?
Yeah, shut up.
It's big range, big range.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
What is it with Eastern Europe and these like incredibly weird back and forth games that last nearly an hour? This is our second game that's gone potentially going past 50 minutes. We had one game that was like 70 plus minutes.
Well, I haven't been watching the other regions because obviously we've been doing this, so I don't know what's happening in the other regions. Maybe it's the same everywhere.
I can double check for you, but I'm pretty sure
But
it's
there's
been
a
like
fight,
40.
a brewing, I'm afraid. No checking allowed. Kiyotaka straight onto the cliff. Beautifully done, giving them the vision. They want to bring down Dominic straight away. He's just not tanky enough on this primal. Backs away. BKB out. Kiyotaka actually changes targets. Goes for the Conqueror instead. They want to try and bring down Chira, and Chira he is going to drop. Tries to cast the tidal wave at the last second, but won't be able to do so. Can't get at the Torrent Storm either. And now they found Swedenstrong. Swedenstrong's just gone. No buyback coming out from the Shadow Demon either. He will fall, and finally Dominic to go as well. And actually, 9 Pandas, they're not interested in Roshan. They're not interested in anything other than the enemy base. They come running down the bottom lane. Buyback out from the Conqueror immediately. But the other 2 heroes, they don't have it right now.
They could probably get either Megas or even potentially poke for the end here. Both heroes don't have buyback like you mentioned. Crazy for Klim to be out there all by the lonesome, and like that's not the position where you want to fight, right? Like their best fights have been when they tactically gank the initiations and turn it around. We didn't see a Torrent Storm, we saw a boat at the very end. It was the worst fight possible for Radiant, and Dire found that opportunity, and it will just be mega creeps after a game-losing mistake from Klim.
Yeah, it's rough, but the inexperience showing just a little bit here. Definitely not the clean performance like we saw in game number 1 from Klim. That one is painful. Can they do anything now? They get the Megas. Still 40 seconds on the Shadow Demon. His buyback really costing him. Swedenstrong gonna have to wait a while. 12 seconds on the Primal Beast, and immediately they go into the Conquer. They see him. If he dies here, it's all over, and I think he might. Chira still surviving for the time being, at least gets the Torrent Storm off, but that's going to be it. Mancusi needs to get some serious work here. Ramses has gone down. Mancusi, he's doing serious damage. Takes down 2. Looks across towards the Spectre. Hello, Spectre goes down as well. Dominic with a buyback, and that is, well, gonna buy them a little bit of time, but of course, it's already a high cost paid. The mega creeps are out for the side of 9 Pandas. Maybe Mancusi can grab himself an Aegis. That could be something worth fighting for.
These type of fights are the ones that feel the worst for Klim. Not because they got mega creeps, but because of how easy it is for them to kill heroes. Yet they just didn't play clean enough as a team to position for this fight, right? Like they get picked off, they lose megas, they respawn, get 3 kills. Imagine if they didn't get picked off, if they played together under their own wards. We'd still be in an even state of a game. There would still be 3 racks up. We'd be discussing Roshan being an even split for either team. And sure, they might be able to take this Roshan for free. I mean, it would be wild if 9 Pandas bought back and stuff. So it is going to be a free Roshan.
Oh, he's on the run.
Take it.
I love some good old chasing Roshan across the map shenanigans. It's just so awkward. It just takes so long. And back to work. There we go. Finish the job. All right, Aegis. Ags? I don't think you take that on Weaver. Yeah, they give it to the Nature's Prophet. Give user root.
So now the real question is, how well can Klim hold on to this game? Do they have mega creeps comeback potential? They don't really have Mjolnirs. They have Primal and Weaver that can push out waves. Woo! They have they will rape it. Okay. So okay.
I'm glad you understood the universal.
Yeah. It took me a second. It's like I feel like in these games for like 9 Pandas, it feels great to have megas, but it's always so awkward to end the game, right? Because you need to walk up, your DK needs to hit the tower, SD can then disrupt, and things can get a little bit spicy. Especially when
they're going to wait
at
least 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I expect it to be like this, right? Press Manta on DK, send it to tower, rinse, repeat, non-stop.
Send in the clowns.
You're not playing.
All right, what are you guys gonna do? VTune's gonna farm this jungle, yeah, okay. Afo, is he gonna hit some creeps? What do you want? You want a hex? You want to go double hex? Sure, why not, buddy? I got a phoenix. Yeah, he's farming up the refresher orb. Oh, God, I'm doing this way too quickly. Actually, we got to burn 5 minutes here. What do you think about this Phoenix's choice to do refresher orb? He's actually in a pretty bad place right now.
That he. No, I think now that he's got the Aeon and the Hex, Refresher's fine. I think his early attempts of going straight Refresher was a little bit wild, and this is kind of the way to play Phoenix now, is like Hex and Shard is like your bread and butter, your staples. And for 9 Pandas at least, it's just... just keep farming, keep them in their base, and that's about it. Is there anything... Okay, the real question is, it's not about Dire. Dire have access to the entire map. Is there anything on Radiant which is like, this is their moment? Like, there's a Rapier, sure. Is there any...
Rapier and Lincoln, that's kind of nice.
Primal Beast, but he doesn't have buyback.
Refresher's coming on Conquer in a second. Well, not in a second.
But he's barely used one set of spells the last 2
fights. 2,000 gold, so that might actually be a while. But yeah.
The recipe is deceptively expensive.
It really
look
is.
at it, and you whenever you see a recipe, my brain defaults to like 1,500. Like 1,500 is kind of like my gold limit for it.
I'm gonna be real.
I see these recipes. Go on.
I'm not super keen on buying the double cornucopias and now not having buyback, because I'm not sure you're gonna get 2,000 gold in the next 2 minutes. Like,
he also just... Oh, I see what you mean. In 2 minutes he'll have
buyback. Yeah.
Is there anything he can sell? Like a late game blade mail bottle sell? But then just lose blade mail for no reason. It
looks like Respect is kind of toying with the idea of going for the going for the block of cheese, but
yeah, with time's away for it.
Ooh. I mean, they want to try and force something to happen here, Klim. This is like the one point in the game where they're going to have an advantage for the next, like, a while. I mean, this is just a very awkward death for the Nature's Prophet. To be fair, he's not dead yet, and now the egg comes down. They might actually be able to turn this around. VTune on top of him, but doesn't actually find the engagement. Dominic does just manage to get down to the low ground with the onslaught. Buyback from Respect at the moment. Roll forwards once again there on top of Dominic. Dominic now does have buyback if he falls here, which he shall. 90 seconds. Kushi. Oh my, Kushi, that's very brave, but he's got the Satanic, just heals up to full immediately. Look at the damage! Holy crap! Just turns him into paste! VTune has to back himself away from this one. You've got to be a little bit careful now. Your Weaver is silenced up with no BKB. Another egg coming on down. They're not going to kill it. Stun out onto the Weaver. And Kushi needs to be careful here. He doesn't have the Aegis for that much longer, but he does do so much damage. Chasing down on VTune. Whoa. Getting right on top of him. I think he actually kind of wanted to die there. I'm not sure. So silence out from Afro is going to be able to cancel out that pulverize as Monkushi continues on chasing here.
Stun.
Nice usage of the ghost. Well, no, the rock, it finds him. And Hex out onto the Weaver. Now the Shadow Step. They need to help him. They need to do something, but the Abyssal Blade comes down onto Dominic. Stops him being able to help out. Now the Rapier's on the deck. He's going to be picked up by the Spectre. Spectre now with Rapier in her hands can turn this around. Kiyotaka's gone though. V-Tune's getting low as well. Monkushi fighting up to the Spectre. Wants his Rapier back and is going to grab it. There we go. It's on the deck. 9 Pandas. They're really struggling to put the final dagger into Klim in this game.
9 Pandas are so lucky that they got the Mega Creeps earlier due to a Klim blunder. Like, the fact that this game is so one-sided. Like, imagine if they didn't lose their 3 set of racks. Imagine if they didn't just give this grand opportunity for 9 Pandas to choke them in their base. Like, this Weaver is doing so much work. Like, 1 hitting Phoenix, 2 hitting Shadow Demon.
That's crazy.
But 17 hitting the Spectre,
how much?
but still getting the kill.
15k damage. Great. That's more than I do an entire game as Weaver.
Took the joke before I could say it myself.
Jesus. Well, I mean, in terms of forcing buybacks and getting Roshan, I know that's really possible here for Klim. So
It's just stuck in their base.
Yes, sir.
One team just dies, and the other team can never leave. Like,
Wow.
what have we done to
Luckily,
just
this doesn't
be
happen
given,
very
these
often in
games?
Dota.
No, it's not like it's happened. It's like once per tournament, right, guys? Right? Just in case you weren't aware, we just cast a game with Na'Vi where this literally happened. We had Mega Creeps versus Mega Creeps. It was very enthralling. The end was amazing. You should watch the game. I won't tell you who wins, though, just in case you don't know.
Maybe just watch the last 5 minutes because that was the best part. But yes. No, you need to earn that 5 minutes, actually.
Yeah, I agree. The last.
Don't you dare go back and watch the last 5 minutes. Watch the full thing. You got to suffer like we did.
Whoa, suffer.
Okay, like 30 minutes of great game, and then maybe like 30 minutes of suffering, and then 20 more minutes of great game.
No,
it's like a
Dota
sandwich.
Game is good
Sandwich with really good
the
bread
entire
and
time.
kind of meh filling. Like a something meh. Like a no, potato's pretty good.
Yeah, it's terrible in a sandwich, though. What are you on about?
Yeah, okay, potato sandwich. If that game was.
We're side serving a pasta. Carbs.
Yes.
Some like local cuisine just got heavily offended that we were in
Yeah,
a like,
how dare
national
you.
dish.
Potato sandwiches with pasta is my speciality. There's always some. 39-33 is the scoreline. 15k goal advantage for 9 Pandas as they're able to come back into this. But in terms of finishing the game, that's an entirely different story. I do like this gold graph though. It's a nice one.
It's like a rabbit just hopping across a field, you know? Very bouncy.
Each attempt to end the game. Boing, boing, boing.
I'm trying to see if there's so of course after it Hex Refresher, Hex and Alpha Ninja. Yeah, there's we're at that state of the game. It literally is just who jumps who. B can be forced out, but he has Refresher if needed. Double stun.
Not bad, but the follow-up just not really here at the moment. They're not quite ready to follow up on this one. And oh my god, that dragon! That's not a dragon! Oh my god, the V-Tube's coming in on this one as well. You gotta respect the Weaver, guys. You have to respect it. And the Spectre's gonna fall as well. Another attempt to dare step up onto the Klim base.
Okay, but this is really good now for Klim because you get the kills, but you get it in a way that your resources weren't really whittled down. You can walk down the mid lane if you want. Roshan's respawning in 10 seconds as well. If you get another Aegis... Oh, okay, Sweden Strong clearly is having... Oh, no, he didn't DC, but he DC'd earlier. Everyone's leaving. But right now, let's set the scene, okay? 9 Pandas can't fight for anything. They have nothing left in the tank to actually get kills, it feels like. Unless Klim are out of position. But don't forget, the repercussion of getting Mega Creeps is your opponent is always going to be in a good position, hugging their own base. They just died, and Roshan is respawning in 7 seconds. Currently, no one on the side of Klim is scouting out for a Roshan. Again, the result of Mega Creeps. So if they've timed it correctly, if they beeline it to Roshan and get the Aegis, like... then they have the ability to maybe even fight further away from base because there's a little bit more breathing room. I think if they know Roshan could be up soon and get that, that is one of the best steps towards a Mega Creeps comeback.
Is anybody really heading in that direction at the moment, though? I mean, we've got one hero down mid and everybody else just dealing with the waves. So
give them a minute. Don't try and analyze the minimap, all right? They literally just finished the fight.
All right.
Give them like 7 seconds post-pause.
Sorry, T. I'm sorry.
No.
We're not
It's fine. Okay.
I mean, they had a chance to talk about it now as well, you know.
7, 6, 5, 4,
and
3,
has Sakuchi in the circle. Good.
1. Bam! Look at that. Prophet. He knows. See, I said give him 7 seconds, Nomad. Give him 7 seconds. I told you.
And he's gone.
That is the best but worst prediction I've ever made in my life.
Somewhat. Kiyotaka is going to see Dominic here. Does he believe he can kill him by himself? No, he does not. Which is probably smart. The entire team heading up to the top side because Roshan's going to move to the top side in 10 seconds. So, yeah, it is good. It should be an Aegis for the Weaver. Should. As if anything's predictable in this damn game.
I think if Dire was to Spectre so Earthspirit roll into then bite back. No. We are really just crafting the way for 9 Pandas.
That'd be a good way to lose.
Of course, Roshan, it was able to go through the gate uncontested, therefore Refresher is now on the cards rather than Aghanims.
Yeah, and what do I drop?
Oh my, that would have been game defining. The way that Sweden Strong walked over that Aegis for a second, I was like, don't do it, man, don't do it.
He was so thirsty for the Refresher shard that he was just willing to pick up a hoover everything. Clearly doesn't trust his teammates to give it to him.
Too slow. It's like, mate, you're like 2 defenses away from potentially doing it. Prophet TPing in very aggressively with 25 and the no cooldown is able just to TP to any of these high grounds, place these wards. And these are the type of wards that will give that one smoke. Because for Klim, they literally have like one move out of their base. When the creeps come in, it's obvious. So if they can get their creep waves to just near about the river, if they have any aggressive vision, that smoke will be that direct line to, we see the DK. If we kill him, he'll have to buy back. We then retreat, do it again. So it's all about pushing out the lanes and giving yourself that opportunity. And they've done that. Their lanes are pushed out. They have the ward.
They're looking for Ramses. Oh, they don't see him.
So close. The scan goes red.
He doesn't have a moonshot on Weaver. He hasn't even eaten a moonshot, so we actually can't see him.
So close.
Yeah.
But you can kind of see how Klim are trying to get back into the game, right? And the ward this time around, it kind of forced the area, but they didn't want to go chasing. Don't forget, the reason why this game is so difficult, people might think about when they lost 3 sets of racks to that blunder in the bot side of the map. It was even earlier than that. It was that triangle fight. When they had the double agged BKB timing, they chased very deep and weren't able to net the kills. I think that is in the back of their minds as they made that smoke play there. It's like, wait, we've done this before. We know how bad it goes. They can't end the game. Let's go hug our ancient again.
Back to safety.
Is Munkushi trying to go for a solo kill? This ward could be goated or the undoing if Munkushi dies.
Yeah, let's see. Afra, how does he know? How does he know?
He refreshed his Sukuchi on
VSC. Check. Should just be dead. You can see Munkushi playing it so carefully here as they managed to find the sideline. Sweden Strong already dead. That is your disruption coming off. One of your saves already gone. They're looking for more. 9 Pandas. They want to punish this. Respect, though, comes in on this one. They might be looking to turn this into a fight. They need to get the damage off here. Munkushi, he needs to attack the target, but he can't quite click him. There we go. Does manage to get on top of Kiyotaka and does bring him down. The egg comes crashing on down, though. He's got another one available if he wants it with that refresher. Doesn't use it just yet. Does look like Klim have just taken this fight, and that'll be that.
Munkushi's got to be careful. He's running low on mana.
He certainly is.
With this being level 30, right, having just every talent available, he's got like 3.5 second cooldown on Sukuchi with a 4-second duration. Like, he's got perma invisibility. You can see how he's utilizing it, running around the map, just pressuring everything. And 9 Pandas, it just feels like there's no fight left in them. Like, they can kill SD, great, but he's an Aeon Disc away from that also getting removed from 9 Pandas. There aren't any nullifiers available.
I don't know, man. This Weaver just does so much damage. Like,
I'm speechless as well because I didn't expect Weaver to be this strong into like Spectre, into DK, into Earthspirit. Like with the hexes, I thought there'd be plenty of control, but Munkushi is showing us that this hero can 1v9.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy how much he can do, and yeah. It's just this level 30 now as well. Like, what a ridiculous timing. You were mentioning it, the Sukuchi cooldown, the Geminate attack, like, between them, like, even plus the 20 talents as well, 90 Geminate attack damage, armor reduction, like, all of these talents just combining into one is just making this hero completely bonkers. Like, you compare it to Spectre, it's like plus 30% Hort illusion damage. Like,
You want to know some F's in chat for Sweden Strong? He just completed Aeon Disc, and then Spectre disassembled Radiance to complete Nullifier.
No.
You're not going to live today.
Don't worry, guys.
Sorry.
I'm going to...
Oh, yeah. Pretty much.
At least he can disrupt himself, then refresh his shard, then... Yeah.
Blink.
Yeah, blink away.
So no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they found
Well.
him.
Not respecting respect. I'm finding him on the cliff. Went to do a bit of dewarding, but yeah. You know, Spectre's not going to let that happen.
Kind of deserved to die there, because like the way that he's playing is if there's not a Spectre there. You know
I
what I'm
didn't
saying?
want to say it.
He's like TPing onto like ward spots, and it's like super hype if there's not a ward there. But if there's a ward there at any point, he just feeds, right? He was lucky bottom there wasn't a ward. I was praising him for it, but
God.
gotta get bit at some point.
Desolator Weaver.
Oh yeah, 60-minute items. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Let's go.
Again,
Yeah. Second one in like 2 hours.
2
guys.
games, yeah. 3 games, sorry, yeah.
Okay, so DK has Giant's Ring. Oh, we're gonna see like the world's biggest dragon.
Yeah, it's gonna be big boy dragon
yes.
mode. I'm so ready.
Press BKB, press BKB, press BKB, please. Not right now, but like at some point.
Yeah.
Dire are scattered.
You can hide under him. Conker does get found, taking some damage here, but he's got the X marks upon himself, so he is able to get himself away. Mirror Shield, meanwhile, picked up by the Spectre. Buyback?
It's dicey points. It's only a profit though. It's not the worst. Not the worst. Not great, but also not the worst. Okay, to quickly update you, you got Ex Machina on Earthspirit and Grimstroke, so double hexes in play. The Mirror Shield, like you just mentioned, on Spectre, and then Pirate's Hats for Phoenix. Yeah. I know you just went through it as well, but I just want to say it again.
No, that's all right. Phoenix also picked up an Aghanim Scepter as well, so there could be some saves. Also helps with the extra attacks on the egg as well, so yeah.
And only 1 tier 5 so far for Radiant. Munkushi has now just left the base, picked up a second one from the ancient camp. This is the point where you entertain Midases, but there's not enough economy for to use a Midas, to sell it, to still have buyback. So only 2 tier 5s are in play right now.
So big
for Radiant. Seer Stone on SD. Sweden Strong took it. Okay.
Interesting. I mean, you want more attack? You want more range? Okay.
I think in the heat of the moment, it's like if he when it gets sent back to base, he gets it first. Sees he has Seer Stone, and just takes it. Like there's no debate, right? Like your Ancient's exposed, the game's vulnerable. Conker's getting caught. X back.
Did time the X nicely. Although they're still going. They want to try and finish this off, but I'm not sure they're able to do so. Blocking the rollout as well. Refresher comes out, though, from the Earth Spirit. Ex Machina as well. Getting him out of danger. That's also going to refresh his BKB. So he's going to be all right for the time being. Kiyotaka. A lot of resources expended just to threaten. Just to make them feel unsafe.
And another pause.
Of course. We're 16 minutes in.
At this point in the game, we do, I think 3 more tier 5s are needed to complete all of the tier 5s, and I'm trying to think what's actually good for Radiant.
Crucially, no one is saving up for Block of Cheese, so clearly they did not watch the previous series.
Yeah, it's useless. Okay, so what's actually good here?
What do you mean?
No, I'm thinking for Radiant. Like, what's like the game decide? Like, we look at the items here, right? You got Stygian and Weaver, very good. Seer Stone for Shadowman, very good. Like what? Like tier 5 is that
Ring
opportunity?
Primal, I think. Yeah, that's what me and Ian said on the exact same level.
Yeah, so Giant's Ring for Primal, that's fine. I can see that. I think if there was probably a Ex Machina for Kunkka.
Yeah.
You know, you want to have that double hex, double BKB, keep being annoying, and then for Prophet. He could potentially either Book of Shadows
Book
to
of
be
Shadows or
assisting and helping, or just yeah, I was about to say just Book of the Dead, right? It's just I think Book of the Dead is one of those tier 5s where a casual book is just quite nice. The auras, the move speed aura, the attack speed aura, the true sight, the fact that it can muscle up against mega creeps. You already have a Seer Stone or Force Boots for Prophet would be pretty good. Getting that additional 4 staff in play. So, no, I think there are some pretty clear choices for Radiant. We'll see if they roll the Gamba, the lottery, on if they get them or not. You need a compendium level 100 or plus to be able to request certain tier 5s. No one knows because they didn't get there. But I did.
Oh, big. All right, it's time to play the waiting game. VTune, who is pretty much just needs a blood. Oh, he actually doesn't have the axe either. He's not even close to being fully juiced.
I mean, it's been a 9 Pandas have been. It's gonna be really weird to say, but they've been behind for the last 24 minutes of this game, pretty much. Actually, no, maybe like 15, 16 minutes, but still. They've been behind in momentum, in how they approach the game, what they're trying to achieve. It's very awkward.
They just, that's the thing, like, their draft relies a lot on kind of not taking fights inside the base in terms of trying to get pickoffs and trying to, like, break the fights. And that's never going to happen if you're on your high ground, which is why it's been hard. And then since then, like, the fights we've taken off the high ground has just been Munkushi just being so strong.
Disaster, yeah. They also just haven't got any tier 5s yet. Okay, Prophet's finally TPing in the hope to get some.
It's scary with no buyback.
Imagine if it spawns and he has to then TP back to collect it.
That would be kind of funny.
Okay, just TP's back by himself.
He's like,
now.
oh no, he's still got the X
There
on
we
him.
go.
Hooray!
Okay, they got one more. All right, we
Bringing
can now
home
see
the
who's getting it.
goods.
Okay, so Primal Beast
What are
has
we
the option.
This is so stupid.
Oh,
Hooray!
He got 2 from it.
God.
Fair play, Chief. Yeah,
Wow.
we take those.
Respect. But play the lottery.
Stop! Don't say it again. Okay, Primal's deciding what he clearly didn't have Giant's Ring because he's taken a long
That would have been
time.
instant.
All right, Kunkka and
Kira.
Primal are deciding right now. They can't
Book of the
contest
Dead.
Roshan. Book of the Dead for Kunkka. So
Okay.
there is one Book of the Dead. He probably didn't have Ex Machina available, but 25 strength, additional tankiness. We've already mentioned the point. It can help push. Primal goes for the Arcanist armor, so he can absorb some additional magic damage, annoy the Earth Spirit a little bit. We are kind of in a realm of physical damage being the main component, but I think Egg and Earth Spirit is now respectable. Grimstrip magic damage has fallen off, but still. Primal is now very, very tanky. And they are still lacking 1 tier 5.
Big boy
See if
Ramsey's
Prophet
going to
can-
take the Aegis meanwhile, as Roger somehow just gets his
Lost his
Aeon
Aeon
popped.
disc. Yeah.
Huh.
I wasn't paying attention, man. I was
I
looking elsewhere.
think he might have just swooped in and caught a stray from some creeps, or maybe from Weaver, but either
Prophet's
way.
just playing his own little X-Mark minigame right now. He's like TPing for bounty runes, getting X back, going for...
Yeah.
He's played some pretty nice wards for the... if the fight extends back, but there's no way they'll have vision for the immediate fight.
It does feel like they've kind of just figured out that this is a strategy they can do, and now they're like, oh, let's go do this, let's go do this. Meanwhile, like...
Dominic?
Yeah, the Primal Beast is getting jumped on the high ground. Hex is out onto him as well. This could be some serious damage coming through. Everybody has buyback except for the Prophet. Keep that in mind.
Oh, Axe from Earth Spirit.
Yep, turning him to stone. That is a big, big boy. Both in health and in size. Very tricky to take down. Weaver needs to deal with the creeps as well. Ancient, honestly, getting kind of pummeled by creeps in the last couple of fights. Ramsey's still looking to threaten.
Rooted up.
Yep, there's
more Dragon
that
Form.
Wrath of Nature coming on through. Weaver, big hits, coming on out. I mean, don't forget, he's got the Aegis. He is going to be coming back into this, but he doesn't have Dragon Form for another 7 seconds. We'll be able to use it pretty
Prophet
damn
down.
quickly then. As in comes Spirit, dealing a lot of damage on the front lines, but also taking a lot, and the Pulverize comes out onto him again, and that's going to seal his fate.
They're onto that
Another hero
backline.
dead. Buyback's coming out, though. They want to try and make this into a fight. V-Tune trying to find a way in through the backlines, but again,
He's
not
broken.
doing enough damage to Swedenstrong, who's able to just sit on the
Weaver's
backlines and
stunned.
cast all of these demonic purges. Ramses and V-Tune just stunned up for the time being. Shira, he is in the middle of everything, taking a ton of damage, but is it gonna do anything? I mean, Shira goes down, but V-Tune is gone. The Weaver and the Conquer, they're doing the work together.
Can we kill the
A
egg?
big egg coming out of the backlines, trying to bring down Swedenstrong, but the rest of the team coming on through, but in
Summoning
comes
is
Key
needed.
Attacker to back it off. It's gonna let the egg go off, but still, Weaver is completely uncontested in this fight. Finally, they get a bit of damage out onto him here. He needs some help, actually, but he's just gonna keep on
They go for
fighting.
the
He's gonna
Ancient. They
keep
have
on going. He
fortification.
needs to go into the fountain. He will do that, but the Ancient is taking some hits here. They have to fortify up, which means the fortify is down. It's
They need to
one more
chase.
layer of defense peeled away from the side of Klim.
Double buybacks as well. Oh, triple buy. All core buybacks. Okay, Phoenix is dead, but all 3 cores of 9 Pandas bought back for that.
What is that pause? Okay.
Okay, just to give... Okay, so 3 cores bought back in that fight. There is only a buyback left on Grimstroke now. Phoenix also doesn't have it, but there's no fortification. It's a half HP throne. If 9 Pandas can just group back up and just swarm this Ancient, it should die in time. But if the game prolongs and it becomes another stalemate, then there'll be this like weird fortified backup plus no buyback timing.
They kind of need to go now, but I don't know if they're going to make the same read. That is really the question.
Take a page out of Navi's book right now.
Yeah, go for the back
beeline
door.
it for this Ancient.
Do they have the same
capabilities
damage?
for the throne? But they have Pulverize to go through BKB. And that's it.
What is the
right
play?
now, if you're primal, you're just, don't worry guys, I'm gonna buy the 70-minute Crimson Guard.
Yep, with my 210 HP strength. Sorry.
I think if it was Na'Vi right now, they're making some wacky plays. But for now, this is what Klim has kind of been waiting for, right? It's that opportunity where 9 Pandas get desperate, where they use the buybacks, where they think they can end the game with the buybacks, and they didn't. But this fortification, it's back off cooldown in 3 minutes and 33 seconds. The Crips are always in their base as well.
Yeah, it's so scary. The backdoor threat.
The thing is, they just to win this. What a game! What a victory if they can.
Honestly, I don't think they do enough damage to the Ancient anymore. It's healed too much. They don't have building hitters. Like, their right clicks on buildings aren't strong. That's the issue.
They found...
Oh,
that's for it.
They certainly have. Mancusi is here. He needs to get his damage off. He needs to do it now, but there comes Yaganims. The Enchant Stone Remnant gets him out of there. Afo, meanwhile, will die on the sidelines. Just a nice little side pick.
And the only person that they kill is the one that has buyback. So it's not as if they can be too excited. I feel like, though, this is still a win. Because anytime you get a kill when your throne is exposed, your Ancient is exposed, it's about... If our fortifier is on 3-minute cooldown, if we get a kill for 90 seconds, we're now halfway through that, right? We're slowly chunking through our biggest defense.
Quick rapier forecast. From the east, we have a big rapier coming on through for Chira Jr. on the Conquer. And meanwhile, over in the west, we've got a sprinkling of rapiers coming in for the Spectre, who's also picked one up.
Imagine, being a first-time Dota viewer, right? And getting ganked with this screen.
Yeah, it's a lot. And immediately jumping in, Mancusi just taking chunks. Ramses, he wants the throne. He wants to deal damage to the goddamn buildings. I'm not sure he's going to get a chance to do so, though. It's just doing too much damage. Mancusi, he's going for it as well. He doesn't have the health, though. Enchant Remnant comes out from Kiyotaka, who's also just trying to go for it. Here comes a disruption, though. They take down the Spectre. They go for the all-in, and it's just not paying off. Oh, my God. A complete disaster. A blender this Ancient is, as it takes down every single 9 Pandas heroes. Rapiers scattered across the deck right now. Mancusi, he's coming down the middle lane. This game is done. I mean, there's nothing they can do. GG is cold. That will be it. 71 minutes into the game, and Klim win it without ever leaving their base, pretty much.
Congratulations, Klim. What a game. And what? No. Oh.
That's so ridiculous. They won without leaving their base.